Hello everyone, it's me, Iman, in a meaningful sharing. For today's topic, we are going to touch about refugees. Some of the questions that we are going to answer are: what are refugees? And why have they fled from their own country? And how us Malaysians can help them? We will talk more about this issue after this. But before that, let us have a look at the BINTI that the production has provided.
Every minute, an average of 24 people around the world are forced to flee their homes. That makes a sum of an average 34,000 people a day who leave everything behind in the hope of finding safety and a better tomorrow. Many of us are confused when we talk about refugees and economic migrants. Their status is completely different in terms of name or practice. Refugees flee from violence and persecution, while economic migrants leave their country to find better jobs. As the end of February 2020, there are nearly 180,000 refugees and asylum seekers registered with UNHCR in Malaysia. This includes men, women and children. These numbers have been increasing since past 3 years. Since Malaysia is not a signatory to the 1951 Refugee Convention, there are rising issues on refugees that come to Malaysia. This is where the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, play its role. Together with non-government organizations and civil society partners, they take care of the refugees by providing safe and secure environment. One of the famous NGOs who have worked hard in keeping these people safe under their care is Tenaga Nita. It was founded by Irene Fernandez in 1991 with a human rights organization that was founded first through its work with a local woman in the plantation. There are 4 things that Tenaga Nita do, which are migrant rights protection, Refugee Action Program, Anti-Trafficking in Person, and Shelter for Women in Crisis.
Okay, hi everyone. So today we are going to interview Miss Arya, who is from Tenaga Nita. So hi, Miss Arya.
Hello, thanks for having me. A refugee is a person who has been forced out of their home due to persecution or violence and has left the country of origin. Say Syria, for example. So many people within that country are not in their villages anymore. A refugee is a person who is displaced and then has left the border to a new country and has applied for asylum. The refugee crisis is really the biggest humanitarian crisis in the world today. Just looking at this issue, right, it's just a bunch of people who are victims and survivors. These are people who are just like you and me with the same dreams and hopes and fears. And I think people just need to recognize that they're not just statistics and they're not just a humanitarian crisis. They're human beings, and that's the basis of why we need to help them. Also, as Malaysians, we need to realize that it can very well happen to us one day. What if we become refugees? The way that we treat refugees today is that how we want to be treated one day.
Our government does not sign the agreement of accepting refugees into our country. Therefore, these refugees are classified as illegal immigrants. This is why they are vulnerable for arrest and detained.
We have interviewed some refugees to ask them why have they chose Malaysia as their new safe place.
Alhamdulillah lah dalam Malaysia ini makanan ni sudah makan tanah sikit. Tapi no balik sana susah sikit. Balik tak boleh. Tak boleh duduk nak cari makan tak boleh itu. Itu 2017 lah bunuh-bunuh orang-orang lari semua lari pilih Bangladesh. Lepas tu kita mari sini. Nak cari makan halal sikit sini Malaysia suka gitu. So, dalam Malaysia terima kasih banyak-banyak.
I choose Malaysia regards to one because it's a Muslim country. Second, because the food, the culture, the environment is somehow Same to my Arab's country. And many of my friends choose Malaysia because it has multi-cultures.
We have just mostly been doing a lot of public advocacy, doing a lot of statements about how we don't agree with these things. So this is a very usual tactic that a lot of us NGOs do. A lot of people, it's not against it, it's just that we sit on the fence. We don't know enough to support it. I think we need to leverage on these to actually focus a lot more on public advocacy to get Malaysians to start supporting. And if it's not to completely support the idea of migrants and refugees, it's to support an idea of compassion. They actually probably believe in compassion, but they just feel disempowered. But how about changing that attitude of making excuses into proving to them that you are actually a powerful person? I think a lot of people just don't believe in themselves strong enough. For everyone to come together, to create a strong collective, to be a part of something bigger than themselves, right?
However, the issue of refugees is a hot topic among Malaysians. Let's get some opinions out there, whether the Malaysians agree on this issue.
Bagi saya, kita di Malaysia ni terlalu bagi muka dengan dorang, terlalu kasihankan orang lain sampai kita sendiri di Malaysia ni penduduk kita lah kena impak daripada jenayah yang dorang buat.
Mereka tidak patutlah datang ke Malaysia kerana kemungkinan akan memberikan kesan negatif seperti yang kita dapat tengok sekarang, rakyat Rohingya yang telah memberi kesan negatif akan menjejaskan nama baik Malaysia.
No matter how much you have, you still give back. And if you have even a little bit of privilege, you need to reflect on that and see how can you help someone out. You cannot wait until you're a rich guy to help people. You know, it's small little percentage that really mean a lot at the end of the day.
Refugees or not, they are still human beings. And as human beings, we have to help one another. We cannot be too selfish, yet too selfless. We have to set a better example for future generation. That's it from me, Nur Iman, in a meaningful sharing.